So, hey, Star Wars players, this is Jerry.
And this is Jan. How you doing?
Thanks for joining us here this morning. Sorry it was a little bit of a long lead in there. You know how if you've ever been to one of these major events, they never exactly start at the time they're supposed to. So, we are getting Reed Smith, Darkside, and Hayes. Um, it will be playing Lightside, and that'll be our first game of today.
Do we know what decks they're playing yet?
I don't know that yet. Thanks for being here, JodoCast. Thanks for watching, everybody. Appreciate it.
All right, we got
So,
Agents of the Black
I'm
Sun
guessing it's going to be
versus
Throne Room, Throne Room, and Agents.
Yep.
All right. So, Agents of Black Sun is definitely a deck that we've expected to see a decent amount of today. It seems to be.
Yep, that's no surprise we're seeing one of those. We'll probably see a few more of those on stream before the day's done.
We will try to make sure that we get a variety of decks on stream, but if everybody's playing Agents, then
So it looks like Agents is starting Wipe Them Out,
Crush
Shadows
the
of the
Rebellion.
Empire, and Crush the Rebellion. Crush the Rebellion, I'm sure, is mostly there just to stop Clash from ruining your day. And Hayes is starting Walkling, Like My Father Before Me, and Insurrection Aim High combo.
Yep.
Yeah, and I know Hayes has made some modifications to this throne room. It's a little less standard.
All right. So, looks like we will get this game going underway pretty soon. And we had, I think it was 69 players
69 players.
for Worlds 2018 today. So,
There's the
strong
handshake
turnout.
and
All right, looks like we're
drawing
going here.
hands.
So let's see what we can get. The key for Throne Room is always getting activation in your starting hand. We'll see what Hayes can get. I saw Luke's lightsaber, Ascents, Rescue in the Clouds, maybe.
I think I saw an EPP Obi in there. I know he's running a very EPP heavy build. I was
Okay.
in the room while he was tweaking this deck a little bit yesterday.
Okay.
So I'm not sure which changes he settled on, but
Don't
there's
worry.
there's been plenty
There was
made already.
Plenty of those jokes already.
There's no shortage of 69 jokes.
I really wanted one more player just so we could avoid the. So Reed's pulling his grabber and secret plans, and Hayes has pulled his grabber as his first action. Um, looks like Hayes is searching through his reserve deck for a docking bay. Looks like the home one docking bay. He's found that one. Searching for Luke's.
Just checking everything that's in there. I'm sure figure out what's in the force pile.
I've seen a lot of
What's
Speaks
worth
and
drawing.
Risas in that reserve deck. So.
Yeah, I think he was running 3 of each.
Okay.
But
So, because I imagine if he had a puller, he'd also be pulling the JCC or the Boss Nash Chambers at the same time as the.
yeah, I didn't see any pullers in his opening hand. I think he's right now just checking to see what's in his force pile, if he can draw into any of them.
Yeah.
Hopefully get him out turn 2.
I don't know. I haven't seen him play much other than that. So.
That's a question you'd have to ask him. I'm sure I do not know.
All right, and looks like the dark side player has pulled Shizor's Bounty.
And a Monarch combo
And the
with
Monarch
Crush the
combo.
Rebellion. So there's 3 of Reed's 4 natural shield pulls already spent.
Yeah, with Fanfare, Secret Plans, and the Grabber. He'll have to come up with
He's got
a-
one more
a-
natural
a
pull,
cold
but
feet or something to
But
get
yeah,
more.
we'll see if he's got a cold feet or if it's even relevant if he needs
Yeah,
more shields.
true.
He might want simple tricks.
Or coward.
Right. Thank you.
It's the
Dark
same card,
side.
just different.
Dark side version.
All right, so I'm guessing that Hayes is probably just going to draw a couple of cards after he pulled his docking bay. Didn't have
Yep.
any of his other pullers, or if he knows he doesn't want any of those cards, he might just save force and.
Yeah, it'll depend on what was in his force pile, which is hard for us to discern without having a good look at that reserve deck and the deck list.
Right. All right, he's going to play Rescue in the Clouds, and that's going to get him a Rescue in the Clouds, a Sense, and a Sense.
Yeah, he's running a lot of sense in this deck. I think he's got like 4 of them and a control combo and an altar.
Okay. So, I mean, that's a
So
pretty strong play
he's
against
really trying to
AOPS.
really trying to win the
But if
battles
he
and
plays against
out trick him.
Hunt Down, that could be
Yeah.
4 or 5 dead card slots.
Yes. But you need something to pitch to Visage, so.
True. True.
And it only adds 4 to the draw. If you got a Jedi down, you can flip a 1, and you never know.
Okay. So after the rescue, did you see what card he took? Probably the sense.
Is Rescue unique? He might have taken another Rescue just to try it again next turn. Let's see, because
Yeah, rescue in
he's
the
really
clouds is
hurting for
unique.
activation. I don't expect he would have taken a sense when he's running 4 of them.
Yeah. So yeah, probably the rescue in the clouds. I
So
didn't
he
see what
draws
card he
2
took.
cards, and gonna save the last one, it looks like.
Yep.
Or
Alright.
is he? I'm sure a player of Hayes' caliber knows exactly what card that is in his force pile and is
Right.
trying to decide whether or not it's worth drawing it.
And he's gonna play the rescue.
Yeah, he took the Rescue in the Clouds with it last time. Just give himself another shot of finding a Twix. And he's going to do it here before he shuffles his deck again for a search, so he's got better odds of hitting one of those grabbers or one of those Twixes or pullers.
He's grabbing the rescue in the clouds.
Okay, so now that Reed has a force available to him, he's hooking that one on there. Looks like Hayes finds his Wisa and then goes ahead and plays that.
So, since you're the only one who's out there and responding, can you hear us just fine? I always want to make sure. Okay, cool, perfect. Thank
Good.
you, dude.
Thanks, Bane,
Just
for
wanted
the
to make
feedback.
Sure. Just wanted to make sure because it's hard for us to know sometimes. All right, so Reed's gonna take his first turn here after we see Hayes get his.
Yeah, Hayes has pulled his Boss Nass Chambers.
So you play a decent amount of Agents of Black Sun. What would be a good first turn for the dark side player? Just getting their site.
Yeah, usually you're
and
just
getting
trying
the
to set
Emperor
up.
out, maybe, or?
He's probably gonna pull his Caesar's Palace, and then the sewer is usually the first site you want to pull.
Okay.
Because if light side's gonna deploy there, you'd rather have them at the sewer than at the site where they can.
The sewer is the interior one, right? So
Right.
that way they can put vehicles there. And you also have better game text on the sewer, right?
Yes, exactly.
So he pulls the palace.
Puts a
Hey,
Vigo
Nick
down.
Reich, thank you a lot for your subscription with Twitch Prime. We definitely do appreciate that. And if anyone else out there is watching does have their Amazon Prime linked to their Twitch, hit that subscribe button right above your video there and help out to support the PC. Could turn it up just a little bit? Okay, we will.
So neither player. Reed's got 2 Vigos going down now.
Yeah, the echo is probably just because we're sitting right next to each other and we're probably just picking up on each other's microphone.
Should I slide a little further away?
Yeah, that's how I would go a little bit like this.
Trying to say I smell bad or something.
Oh, awesome. Thank you, RLX Lando, for the Twitch Prime subscription.
Yay.
The PC definitely appreciates that. It helps make these things possible and everything.
So Reed deploys
Thank you very much.
2 Vigos
2 Vigos.
and moves all his characters to Caesar's Palace for free, it looks
Okay.
like.
So he's got himself flipped, and he can start, threatening a ping. Hayes is still pretty force choked on this first turn, so he's gonna have, a hard time.
Or is that, what's the third card there? Is that 3 Vigos he played? Are they,
I can't tell. Exactly.
and how did he afford them? Are they non-virtual Vigos?
So now he's pulling the Evader Monarch again. I didn't quite understand what you meant by that one, Bane.
Mike boards our mouth.
Yeah. I'm guessing that's a typo.
Autocorrect. Interesting that Reed didn't pull a Caesar's Palace site with the Palace.
Well, he did pull this one, but yeah, he didn't pull. Maybe he activated him.
Yeah, it could be he activated him, or maybe that's the uplink station and the Palace was activated.
Okay, maybe that's the uplink station that was.
All right, and there's the JCC from Hayes,
So
which
he
will
drew into the
certainly
JCC
jumpstart his activation, but
and
it's
he got he has the Boss Nash Chambers.
right. He's got both those, so he should be doing fine on activation. But the JCC can be quite a liability in this matchup.
Okay, we're wearing headset microphones, so they're pretty darn close to where our mouth is. So I'll make sure that the volume is turned up all the way on him. But
Put your mic where your mouth is.
yeah, they're fully turned on all the way. So
Cool. Do we have a link for the stream on the forums?
I believe the link should be posted. Also, yeah, for those who are just tuning in, my name is Jerry,
And my
and
name's Jan.
yeah, we got Jerry and Jan. I'm Queso Sauce 37. A lot of people might know me better from that and my holo theater shows and stuff. We will eventually get the commentator camera going, but yeah, we'll make sure to mention more often who we are here. But so, Boss Nash Chambers comes out from Hayes.
And the Echo Docking Bay as well.
Yep. So I mean that
So
should be all of his.
that's almost certainly all the locations he's running.
Maybe
Or the boss, the battle planes,
yeah.
right? Now we appreciate any feedback you guys want to give us. Thank you, Bane.
Okay. Yeah, we're not really doing forum stuff, Nick. So I'll make sure
Alright.
that someone
And we're
gets
getting some
a link
action here
posted.
early. Sixth Force for Luke Skywalker Jedi Knight going down to the site with Shizor and a bunch of egos. I'm expecting we'll see a
Shizor's
Bounty here. Reed was flipped briefly there and no longer is since Luke's on table.
Yeah, there's the bounty. I know Hayes had a lightsaber in his hand, but we'll see if he goes for a lightsaber from reserve deck, which I think that's what he's doing now.
Yep, may as well pull the one out of your reserve deck instead of playing the Destiny one from your hand. Just save that for later.
Yep. So there's the stick. So Luke can't battle.
Did Hayes use all his force on that? I mean, would Luke have been able to battle anyways? Because he only had the one docking bay out. He was
Well, you
only
can
getting
always,
about
with
6
Like My Father
icons.
Before Me,
Oh,
give
right,
yourself
put
an
the
extra
force down for battle.
Yeah, we'll get that. Make sure that everything is cross-linked. We have somebody who's doing social media stuff. One of our volunteers, so we'll make sure that everything gets out. Or do you have your tablet? Maybe.
Yeah, I've got a tablet here. I just don't know what the link is.
It's twitch.tv / SWCCG PC. So after the Luke gets bounty barriered, we're gonna see what else Hayes. Looks like he put a card from hand down to give himself an extra force, but I think he's just gonna end his turn. Reed just has the uplink station so far. We haven't seen any of his other sites. He's only taken one turn. This is Hayes' second turn because of throne room.
So that's posted as a new topic.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you. Just put Twitch stream here. You're watching this on your Xbox One in your garage. That's awesome, Bane. Now there's a poker chip on the Boss Nash Chambers and the Coruscant system. So those, in case you guys haven't seen, I showed them on one of the Holo Theater podcasts that I do. We have these SWCCG PC poker chips that they give out, and looks like those two were just given theirs for today. So come out to big events and you'll get some of those cool poker chips.
Alright, should be a link to the stream up on the forums now.
Okay, awesome. So yeah, check the forums for
So-
updates. The tournament runners, Kim, she'll be updating the pairings, updating the results.
So it looks like Hayes put a card down with Like My Father and then
Yeah.
went on and ended his turn. So we'll see how Reed responds to
It's
the
just
Jedi Luke sitting
Luke
in front of his
alone.
pile of guys. Yeah, that's definitely a pretty bold move by Hayes, it would seem to this observer. But
Because yeah, like you said, Hayes knows he has a lot of the sense or alter kind of stuff. So maybe he's just expecting that he can get through a battle
yeah,
with
yeah,
a lot
he's
of his
definitely got
tricks.
the tools to do it. So
But
we'll
yeah,
see
that's definitely
what
tough.
Reed wants to add to the mix, if anything. If he wants to deploy some more characters, maybe try and cause some overflow.
So it looks like it's two Vigos, or maybe even
I think it
I
might
think
actually be
it's I
three
think it's
Vigos because he
three.
played them all turn one.
Yeah, I think it's three Vigos.
I think at least one of them is not V. I think he's just playing them for free.
So we've got the three Vigos, and we've got Prince Shizor against Luke.
And Hayes made this play knowing full well that there was a Shizor's bounty in Reed's hand, so I'm sure he had some kind of plan for this situation.
So we actually got just handed by Chris Menzel our own personal poker chips. Okay, so you get one of each here. All right, so we'll put on the webcam and we'll show you guys up close in between games here what these poker chips look like. These are pretty sweet. I definitely like having these. Um, so we've got Reed still working on his second turn.
Yep, I think we're sitting in the deploy phase here. Reed's trying to figure out how he wants to handle this Luke Skywalker staring him in the face. I'm sure we'll see probably some more sight pulling with either Shizor's Palace or the effect he's running, Shadows of the Empire.
Yeah, I'll try to talk a little bit louder. One thing, I'm trying not to talk too loud because we are right next door to where the feature match is going on. So I don't want my voice to bleed out into that room.
Yeah, that's part of it. Is we are just on the other side of the wall from this game that's taking place,
But
so we're
there's a
trying
closed-
to not
yeah,
shout
there's a
the cards
closed
that are in
door
people's
and
hands.
everything, but yeah, we don't want to shout. He's got a sense in his hand. Oh my god! You know.
Can you believe it?
So that way, we're not ruining the game for the actual players. So, Boba Fett Bounty Hunter has been deployed.
Oh, there you go. That's some significant firepower right there.
All right, but he doesn't have another bounty hunter there.
No, he's just adding the one destiny
Just
right
adding the
now,
one destiny.
not two.
But that still is, it's a 7 more power,
Yep.
5 more forfeit, and another destiny.
And I didn't count how much Reed was activating, but he's getting no icons from Hayes, so he can't have too much force to play around with this turn.
He's got the wipe your out has helped out
Right.
during the 2 light side turns, but the 2 light side turns, but he's definitely still without getting the 2-0 Coruscant sight or the other Shizor Palace sight that first turn, he is force choked this turn for sure. Draws an altar for Lightsaber Destiny and Jedi's Concentration. So it looks like that was a Prince Shizor who got hit by the lightsaber.
Yep. That will cut him quite nicely.
A little bit. So then we'll see if there's maybe a hidden weapons or some other sort of tricks from the dark side player.
Yeah, I mean, Reed's obviously in a pretty good position this battle with the higher power.
He did just draw a 0 for Battle Destiny, I'm pretty sure, though. 0 and a 5.
Mm-hmm. So Reed seems to be deliberately not putting out his Coruscant sights. I wonder if this is a strategy of his to just keep one battleground sight on table to stop throne room from trying to sneak a
And then
battleground in.
6
He
for
can just own
Destiny
the one
from,
battleground.
from Hayes. So we've got, that would be 14 total with lightsaber and the Destiny.
And plus 1 from the Luke effect, right? So it'd be 15.
Yeah, so that would be a 7. Yeah, you're right.
15 total.
15 from just Luke, and then I think it was 5 total Destiny from Reed. So with Shizor and Vigos and that,
It should be
Shizor
21 power plus his Destiny.
But then he's going to have to forfeit 7 attrition. So I mean,
Right, and
that's
Fett's only a 6. That plus 1
so that's Fett
onto
and
the Battle Destiny is gonna cause him to forfeit an
so
extra
that'd be
character.
Fett and a Vigo. And this was Reed's battle.
Yeah.
So this could get interesting on the light side next turn. So
Well, like I said, he drew his sight for Destiny, which obviously hurts in the battle, but I think it must be a strategic choice on his part to control the number of battleground sights on table, not putting out the rest of his locations.
yeah, that does seem to be the case. I mean, maybe like you said, you're right. Not deploying those locations doesn't give them their generation nor the place to take over and control.
Yeah, I'm
Or fight you?
curious. I'm very curious what Reed's tactic is here.
Yeah.
He seems to have gotten himself into a bit of a bad position.
Yeah, and especially just the fact that he was able to hit Shizor and then draw enough that he had to clear Boba Fett and a character.
Yeah, that 6 was a huge flip.
Yeah. And looks like is he peeling some overflow?
Yeah, I'm sure he was outpowered because
we had it about
15
21 to
for
15.
Luke and
So it
Reed
should
had
be
21
about
before
5
his
or
Battle
6.
Destiny. I didn't catch what Reed's Battle Destiny was.
I was a 5 and a 0, I'm I'm pretty sure a massive
So
move. So
is Hayes peeling like 10 cards
I
then?
saw about 5 or 6 cards. Like it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Yeah,
Yeah, so it
about
was
10
about
cards to
10
keep Luke on
cards that he
table.
had to peel to keep Luke on table.
But this is going to put him in such a strong
But
position.
no, there's no Shizor, and it's about to be Hayes' turn.
Yeah, it's
So he can
Hayes'
clean up
turn.
those. He can clean up
Reed's
those
got.
Vigos real easy.
I don't know if Reed even has enough force to run away.
I don't
I
think
don't
he
think
had
he
any
does.
force.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is tough to peel that many, but
I think it's the correct decision in this at this point to peel
because
that
it's
many
about
cards.
to be Hayes'
Yeah,
turn.
you're about to have complete board
So
control.
he might cause the same 10 overflow on the two
Oh
Vigos.
yeah,
You
yeah. I
know?
mean, keeping Luke there is 8 power.
Yeah.
So you're going to get your force right back in the battle on your turn.
So this is going to be, this first. It's kind of fun. We can hear the commentary from those guys when they speak up on the other side. Maybe Reed has a Gick in hand. That would be, a saving grace card for him.
He might. I'm sure he runs it.
Hey, Justin. Nice to see you on here, Silver Glen. Dutch Vader. Yeah, this is going to be an interesting light side turn. Thanks for chatting, guys. It gives us a little more to talk to you about as well, so keep it up. So yeah, we will definitely see this light side turn because we got Anakin and Luke.
Yep. Anakin's added to the mix there. So that's going to be 5 more power, an additional 1 to each Battle Destiny, but not adding any extra Battle Destiny draws, which is really what's going to cause some overflow if he's able to get like a Lando Scoundrel. Or,
Yeah. But I mean, hitting one of the Vigos with a lightsaber and then drawing a Destiny that you're adding 2 to is still going to cause. Oh, we got Draw Their Fire also. Hayes did.
Yep.
So now.
It looks like Reed does have a force saved though.
Okay.
Or he has one now from Wipe. He just activated it,
Yeah.
I think. So he's going to be able to Gick if he has one. Yeah, I think this is exactly the position that Hayes wants to be in with this deck. Just
I mean, losing 10 on
being
your
the aggressor.
on the third turn or whatever is not what you planned for, but I think that battle went very well.
And the throne room puts so
light side
few
player.
cards on table. It's a play he can afford to make.
He did
Especially
lose,
at this point when he's
he
got
did
almost
lose
a
a
full
Ray
deck.
and a Control Tunnel Vision and a Chewie. There was some good cards he had
Yeah.
in top deck. But
He also pitched a few Whis.
yeah, Weeses and Speaks and Senses.
What sites does Hayes have on table?
I think the only site that would be left in Hayes' reserve deck would be the Battle Planes.
Yes, that would be
He's
my
got his
assessment
Boss
as well.
Nass
We don't
chamber.
have access to the deck list for sure, but Hayes has deployed both the JCC and Boss Nass, and he's pulled both his 2-1 docking bays.
So imagine here we'll get a battle. He'll retrieve one.
Yeah, we'll get a battle initiated for free with Anakin's text, and like I mentioned the Coward Shield earlier. We'll see if Reed wants to pull that to stop Hayes from retrieving.
So he's also going to deploy Ray
Yep,
to
get
the
a nice
site.
get a nice search on that big old use pile.
Yeah.
Find some more ammunition to keep the pressure on next turn, probably.
So
Maybe an EPP
didn't get to see
Qui-Gon or
what
an
card
EPP
Hayes
Obi, or
took, but
maybe
it
a
was
good,
probably a good one.
yeah, like I said, probably a character to keep the pressure on next turn, or maybe a good interrupter, a good tool for this battle to help him make sure it goes his way. Although it's already pretty stacked in his favor.
There's not
Yeah.
much that could go wrong for him here. Maybe like a Greedo react or something could influence it a little bit, but
He doesn't have enough force,
yeah,
and I would also fully expect a sense in that situation.
yeah.
Yeah, it's 2 Vigos down there.
So he's swinging at a Vigo. We got the battle. Did
Vigo is
he
hit.
initiate and retrieve force from Draw Their Fire?
He obviously initiated.
I guess he might have taken back the Draw Their Fire. I don't see it.
Well, he's got his head in the way. Oh, he did.
It was sitting right around there. Maybe
Yeah.
he moved it, but okay. So he
Yeah,
swung
he
at
must
the
have
Vigo,
taken it back. It's no longer on table.
and then Reed is playing. Is that the
Lana Dobreed
for
/ Sacrifice,
combo?
which is going to restore the Vigo's forfeit value to normal, I
So
believe.
that'll definitely help the
but
the
that
lack
also,
of overflow.
yes, but that also kind of broadcasts the fact he doesn't have a Gick, because if he has a Gick, what's he doing
he's not
that
going to
for?
waste that card. You're right. So
So I think his forfeit may have been restored to normal, but then he got messed anyways, so it didn't end up mattering what his forfeit value was with that sorry about the mess.
Okay, so it was sorry about the mess afterwards, and then
So
the Battle
Battle
Destiny of
Destiny
just
of
one,
1,
but it
which he
adds
adds
two
2.
to it. Or actually, he's gonna add three to it because Ray also adds one to it as well,
Oh,
right?
you're right, yes.
Well, at least to the total.
Right, so he's got 8 from Luke, 4 from Ray, and 5 from Anakin. That's going to be 17 power plus the 4 Battle Destinies, 21 power to the 3 on the Vigo. Vigo's got a forfeit of 4, so he's going to be able to cover 7 of that 21. So I think Reed's looking at 14 overflow at the moment.
And like you said, he played the first the sacrifice combo. So
Yeah, which really broadcasts that he doesn't have a Gix.
'cause he
So
wouldn't have played that
I think we're
if he
about to
had
see
the
Reed
Gix.
peel a ton of cards.
14 would be a lot. I mean, we had 10 overflow last turn. We have 14 overflow here.
Yeah, I'm not sure why the Draw Their Fire isn't out anymore. We saw it on the table for a minute, and now Draw Their Fire is not on the table, so maybe he took it back.
It's possible he maybe moved it to a place we can't see, but
Yeah, it could be on the left side of
I did
like my
tell
father
them to
before me.
stay within the parameters there. But cards go where they want sometimes. So.
Yeah.
But just looking at how, like, I didn't see Reed lose a force after the battle was initiated. I didn't see
Yeah,
him
I
retrieve the
didn't.
Jedi Lev, which was the top
And
card.
you would think that there would be a coward on table to stop the retrieval.
Yeah. So here comes the overflow that Reed's going to start peeling. That was, I think, 4 of it.
14 by my calculation. I could be off a little
So
there.
there was 4. We'll see the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 more. Yep. So you had it right.
14 overflow. Reed
Reed
used
used
1
one
force
to play his interrupt.
Yeah, his interrupt.
So then
I
that would have
assume.
been. Does the sacrifice have a cost to it, or is it just?
Let's look it up. I do
I
not
think
know
you
off
do
the
have to
top
pay
of my
1
head.
to use that card's text. So the interrupt costs 1. Yeah, thank you guys. Appreciate it. So yeah, that interrupt. If he would have played the Draw Their Fire, he wouldn't have been able to play that interrupt either.
Yeah.
Because the interrupt costs
Yeah,
1.
I'm
and
really confused why the Draw Their Fire is not on
Yeah.
table.
Yeah.
I don't have a good answer for you on that one.
So I mean, the game was already influenced heavily by a 14, overflow battle, but it could have been another. What is the Vigo's forfeit? Another 5?
Vigo's forfeit 4.
Forfeit 4. So it could have been another 4/4. So it could have been 18 instead of 14 if he plays the Draw Their Fire.
I mean, the Vigo's forfeit didn't matter because it got messed anyways.
Oh right. Okay. The Destiny draw for light side was a 1, but they add 3 to their total with Anakin, Ray, and the Like My Father Before Me effect.
Anakin adds to the draws, but the Ray and the Like My Father effect add to the
Yeah.
total. So yeah, the total Battle Destiny was 4. There's a nice vape cloud
Vape
from
cloud
Hayes
from
for
Hayes.
us. Smoke screen. Maybe he's trying to tell us something about the cards in his hand. I'm almost certain he does run that card in this deck. Because he did lower the Destiny a bit to put all the EPPs in.
And the
I think
senses.
he's running smoke screens to kind of make up for that.
As far as I can tell, our volume is up as loud as it will go. So we're trying to not talk super loud.
Yeah, because the players are very close to us on the other side of a wall.
Yeah.
We don't want them to be able to hear our broadcast.
So in between games, I'll see if I can soundproof the room a little bit so I can be a little bit louder. But literally, it was Vigo and 14, Justin.
Yes. 14 overflow in that battle. So here come the rest of the Shizor's
Reed's
Palace
putting
sites now.
his other activation out.
Which, I'm not sure why he didn't do this earlier. Like I said, I wonder if it was some kind of game plan he had, controlling the number of battleground sites on table. So if you can just take over the one, they can't. They have nowhere to go until they find their battle planes. But they really kind of backfired on him. And now he's got to put him out so he has somewhere to go.
Yeah. There's been 10 overflow taken by the light side player and then 14 overflow taken by the dark side player the next turn.
The difference being the light side player had 9 forfeit he could have used, but opted not to keep his guys on table. So here comes Dr. Afra pulling a U3PO out of the lost pile.
So U3PO is going to be retrieved right into hand.
And then be deployed to block that drain at Shizor's Palace.
just didn't have the force to pull them, the sites.
They're free to pull with Shizor's Palace, though.
Yeah, that was. I
And he
guess
drew one for Destiny during his turn. During the battle he initiated, he drew one of the sites for Destiny. He could have pulled it.
So yeah, he couldn't have pulled the Imperial Square because that on
Right.
Shadows costs
Not
one.
the Imperial Square, but he had. The battle took place at Shizor's Palace. He could have pulled one of the Shizor's Palace sites.
Yeah.
Like I said, that was a decision. I was wondering what his rationale for was.
So now we got U3PO blocking the drain, and we got Afra at the sewer.
Afra is still awful lonely looking there. I don't believe
But
she draws on her own.
no, she does not.
So I'm expecting that Reed will back her up, or maybe he's out of force again.
Or actually, Afra might draw Destiny on her own.
I don't think she does.
Okay. She's ability 3.
She does a lot of other things.
She does a lot of other things. You were right about that. Yeah, thanks guys for joining us for this is still game 1, round 1, Worlds. My name's Jerry Queso Sauce. We also have
My name's Jan Westergaard.
and
Happy to be here commentating these games for you.
yeah, we're bringing you the commentary and all right. So U3PO is going to block that drain. We already know that. I guess we can see it right there. The sorry about the mess was used last turn on the Vigo. Do we
Right,
think
during that battle.
Do we think Hayes has another way of getting rid of that U3PO?
Yes, he does.
Okay.
He's got Corn Horn at least.
Cornhorn. Okay.
I'm pretty sure that Hayes also runs a Jar Jar Binks,
Okay.
which he can then use his Wisas to break Spy's cover with a Gungan. Some crazy tertiary functional Wisa breaks Spy's covers where you have Gungans, and so he runs a Jar Jar in large part for that reason.
Okay. Yeah, Jar Jar can definitely be a blowout card.
Reed did not
Reed-
play according to my
yeah.
design.
Reed did not play the Emperor start card in response to Throne Room, so I saw some people when they were teching their decks yesterday. That was a card that people were cutting from AOBS because they just didn't expect Throne Room as much.
Yeah, I think Dutch Vader is right. I think Corn Horn may have been lost in that 10 overflow. But like I
Yeah.
said, he does have a Jar Jar, which I think can answer.
And he might run maybe like a solo, so
Yeah,
he
he
can
also
sorry
would,
about the
he
mess
also
again.
runs a solo. I expect to fire that sorry about the mess out of Lost Pile. So he's got a few options to deal with U3PO. In addition to just spreading to 2 sites, U3PO can't cover both
U3PO
sites.
can't cover both.
However, I wouldn't
Just
get too cocky on spreading too thin, because,
Yeah.
I mean, Reed's still got some cards left.
so he's gonna move the U3PO over to follow Anakin, which leaves Luke and Rey together
Mm-hmm.
with the lightsaber. So I mean, Luke can probably hang out by himself, but you probably maybe want to have Rey and Anakin together,
Yeah,
which looks like what he's doing here.
that does seem to be the move that Hayes is making.
So that way you have
Dividing his forces.
your Drain 3 site without the Undercover Spy, and your Drain 1 site with the Undercover Spy. So I guess there's probably just a little bit of who's going to move where. If Reed doesn't move the U3PO at that time,
And Hayes didn't deploy anything this turn, so he's still got quite a force pile, and he's picked up about 4 or 5
Yeah, I think
cards
he's
this draw
gonna, yeah,
phase, replenishing his hand.
replenish after putting all those characters out last turn and causing that overflow.
And the Afra goes unanswered. She's sitting there by herself.
So maybe now Reed does have his Gick.
Did our camera get moved, or did he slide his effects off camera? Because we could see all 3 effects before, now we're just seeing the insurrection.
Yeah, it was a Walkling, and
We'll
like
have
my
to-
father before me.
Yeah, we know he's got those in play. We're still not sure if Draw Their Fire's out.
Yeah, the camera doesn't feel like it got moved because I still see the little
Yeah.
bit of duct tape that I have on that side.
Have to reinforce those
Yeah.
boundaries
Yeah, I'll
for
make
next
sure to-
game. Make a bigger piece of duct tape go across the whole table. Alright, so we're looking at Reed's turn now, after Hayes drew some cards in his draw phase there, split his forces up. We'll see how Reed responds to this situation.
He's
Here
putting
comes
the square
Imperial
out.
Square. from hand.
Probably the last of Reed's sites
Yeah,
or
almost
locations.
certain. Well, he's probably got maybe has a system. Some agents do run another battleground system like Kifix or something,
Okay.
but I think that's less standard.
No, yeah, Silver Glen. I don't think he runs. I mean, obviously, if he has, according to my design, he would have played it.
Yeah, why would
So,
he would have started that if he was running it?
so yeah.
I think it's pretty safe to assume that card is not in Reed's deck list. So we get a verification
I saw
of Reed's
something
reserve
special
deck
planned
here.
for them. That's a card.
He's probably doing a crush search.
P59 in reserve deck.
And so Reed checking his reserve deck before he decides what he wants to do with his turn here. So, I mean, that was a decent number of cards we were just looking at in his reserve deck, and Reed was able to activate, let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11, 12 force this turn. So
Probot.
he's still decent on life force.
Probot comes down.
Yep, we got
Joins
a Probot to back up Dr. Afra.
So now he does get Battle
He
Destiny.
does get a
if unable
Battle
to
Destiny
otherwise.
there, which he wasn't able to before.
Nope.
And you know, after all drawing those cards, Hayes is almost certainly going to be wanting to attack him next turn, especially if he's still holding that Draw Their Fire.
Yeah. I'm still kind of surprised that didn't come down. So it looks like also Hayes pulled the Goldenrod shield.
Well, yeah. I was about to say for those free Vigos, but Goldenrod doesn't actually affect the Vigos because they deploy free as a result of their own game
Yeah.
text.
So what card would AOBS deploy?
The Emperor to the Imperial
The
Square.
Emperor to the square? Okay.
I expect that came down as a response to redeploying the Imperial Square. Hayes is really trying to, because I think Reed is kind of force joked. Like I said, I think he only got 11 or 12 force this turn.
And so he put the Probot out, but I don't think he has the hand for attacking Luke or the other site, and he doesn't really want to attack the other site.
Yeah,
'Cause he has
or the force,
'cause
honestly.
yeah.
And
So
we know at least one of his Boba Fett's is in the lost pile.
would this be a good time for maybe Reed to consider going to space and seeing if he can maybe satisfy battle plan?
Yeah, that would
and,
be a pretty good play if he was able to make it.
You know,
Like I said, I think I was counting 11 or 12 force this turn, but he's already used 4 on the Probot, so the
yeah.
Phalene's Fist is going to run you at, what, 8? And then you
We'll
need a
see.
Black Sun agent there to,
I imagine Reed
to
is
turn
probably
the
sitting there
icons on.
weighing his options, figuring out what he can do after the Probot. Or is it Lightside's turn now? Okay, yeah, I think actually he might have just passed the turn after putting the Probot out. So,
Oh, that's a good point that Nick Reich raises. Reed is actually using the Coruscant from Special Edition.
oh, that's right. So it is the
So,
non-battleground one.
yeah, the virtual Coruscant goes over the Coruscant. Lose a force.
Yeah, you are correct, Nick. That is at
So,
least
yeah,
by
very
our-
good observation there, Nick. That is not going to be able to add an icon. So, given that information, I actually might even be inclined to think that Reed doesn't run any space in this
Yeah.
deck.
So now we've got Qui-Gon Jinn with lightsaber coming down against the Afra and the Probot, and there's a
Barrier attempted, which looks like Hayes is going to spend a force to grab.
So he grabs the barrier
And I'm guessing also Sense.
and then sense.
Yeah.
Reed did deploy the do or do not shield.
Mm-hmm.
Interestingly enough, though, I think we are shield busted for dark side without having battle plan out.
Yes.
So it could be interesting. There wasn't any space in Reed's deck on verify. Yeah, I think
if he's running that Coruscant, I would be
he
very
might just have,
confident
like,
he's
a
not running any
Zuckuss
space. Yeah,
and
maybe a
Miss Hunter or
Zuckuss,
something,
just to
but-
keep him honest. But
Yeah.
he's not trying to establish any space presence
especially
himself
running
if he's
that
not starting that
running
system.
that version of the system. So he senses the barrier, loses the sense, and I think I saw a Grim Tash and another card from the used.
Well, the Destiny he drew was the Battle Planes.
Okay, now
so he
Jar
probably
Jar
peeled
comes
that.
down, and I'm guessing he's going to Jar Jar on Probot. So now there's no Battle Destiny again.
Yeah. Yeah, that would definitely cause some more pain to read.
Yeah, and Hayes probably has
If
this
he's able-
tracked at this point. Like, would be my guess.
Maybe.
Oh,
Oh,
I guess
no,
he's
he's
searching the
verifying. I
reserve
said
deck now.
he hasn't been putting any cards back really,
Yeah.
so I don't know what he could be tracking, except for destinies he drew in previous
Yeah, I don't
battles.
think there's going to be any spaceships in this game because it doesn't make sense for Reed to put anything there if he's not going to get. I
Yeah.
suppose he could put Presence of the Force on it, backed up by his Crush the
Why
Rebellion.
would you do that though?
But yeah,
Just run the system.
Yeah.
I feel very confident in saying there's no space in Reed's deck besides, like you said, maybe a Zuckus just to keep the light side honest.
yeah. So we're guessing here that there's going to be a battle against Afra and Probot, and then a Jar Jar.
Yeah, we'll see if he wants to
Attempt.
add anything else to the mix first. Looks like he's counting out some force to deploy
Yep.
another character.
So that is going to be maybe like a Lando or Hera or somebody like that.
Yoda. Looks like
Yoda?
what he's got in his hand ready to go there. Master
Okay.
of the Force,
Yoda
deploys
Mo-
only to Coruscant and
Yoda
Naboo.
Mofo. There you go.
And interestingly enough, I think maybe that Yoda gives Qui-Gon some immunity in this situation.
Qui-Gon isn't a Jedi Council member, though, I don't think.
I don't think he needs to be.
Oh, really? Okay, so now we're going to try to Jar Jar and explode the Probot,
Yeah, see if
I'm
we
guessing.
can't explode that Probot and... Oh, we're going for the swing
Or we're
first.
going swing first.
But that's going to be a miss on either one of those characters. That was a 2 and a 1.
So we drew a 6. I think he didn't use Jar Jar's game text. I think
Yeah.
he just drew Battle Destiny.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Alright, I would have expected him to blow up somebody with Jar Jar. Gives the Jedi immunity less than 4. So he gets to keep... So he actually lost Yoda and kept Jar Jar and Qui-Gon.
Well, like I said, the Jar Jar is definitely useful for breaking Spy's cover with the tertiary function of the Wisa.
He did lose a lot of his Wisas in that overflow, though.
Yeah.
Less than 5 if council... Okay, yeah, see, I thought it was just council members.
Yeah, no, he gives all Jedi at the same site immune to less than 4 EPP or otherwise. It's kind of neat.
And that's how he was able to keep the Qui-Gon there. He lost the Yoda,
Well, Yoda had plenty of forfeit.
but you'd rather have Qui-Gon for the lightsaber. So now we'll see what Reed can do in response here. It looks pretty grim for Reed. I mean, taking that 14 overflow and not clearing Luke.
He's got a little more force to work with this turn than he did last turn because he put the Imperial Square out.
Mm-hmm. But he's gonna...
Yeah, he's got to be getting low on resources.
He's gonna have to start putting out...
Here's another verify
That's like his reserve deck.
of a
It's only
5-card
5
reserve
cards.
deck. And he's
Saw an
probably got
Emperor in
4,
there.
12, 13,
So here
14
comes...
in
He's
force
definitely
pile.
gonna be putting something out here.
Yeah, he's fighting. That is a lot of glare on that card.
That card is
white
hard
border.
for us to see.
Could be Greedo. It's a white border card with a virtual slip, so
Could be
Greedo's gotta be
Bosk
my
or
guess. Yeah, it could be
Dengar.
a Bosk.
So that's Boba Fett bounty hunter. So it's definitely a bounty hunter of some sort.
Yeah, it's probably Bosk. I can kind of see the title. It's one word.
Bosk or Greedo. So he goes down against Luke. He's trying to clear Luke. I'm guessing he looked at his reserve deck, saw he had some good destinies, and wants to draw several destinies.
Yeah, I
to try
couldn't
to
make
clear
out
Luke.
what we saw specifically in the
I saw an
reserve deck.
Emperor and a couple of red
Yeah,
cards.
it was a couple characters, but yeah, it doesn't mean it's low destiny because
Yeah.
the Emperor.
So he's gonna swing at...
Bosk is who that card is.
Bosk,
Yep,
cool.
it's Bosk and Boba Fett versus Luke, who still has Shizor's bounty on him. So if Luke is removed from the table, Reed gets to peek at Hayes' hand and retrieve a force.
So he's gonna swing at Boba Fett, I think.
Yep, that'll hit Boba Fett. Forfeit equal to 0.
He draws Emperor, and
Limited resources, it looks
and
like.
a 5. Or is that a sense? It almost looked like it was a sense.
Was it a sense? It looked like limited resources to me. It was hard to tell with the writing
But it was
on
at least he drew 2 6s
Yeah.
before that. So Luke will be
It'll be enough to clear Luke.
Luke will be dead, and then he'll get the bounty will pop.
Being Reed's battle, Reed forfeits first, so he can actually forfeit his Fett before the Shizor's bounty triggers and retrieve that.
Yeah.
Assuming he has the force to pay for it, and Hayes doesn't spend a shield pull to put out simple tricks.
I think once you get to the forfeiting stage, you're not allowed to take top level
Yeah, there's no
actions.
action
So
window for that.
he does have the aim high shields because he
So
started it. But
if we're going 665 for Reed's draws, Bosk is a 4, Fett's a 7, that's going to be 11, and 11 is 22 to Luke's 8, and Hayes' draw was a 4, so 12.
it was six. If it
So
was
I
six
think
six
Hayes, I
five,
think Hayes
that's
owes a little bit of overflow here.
yeah.
I think 3 or 4 cards in overflow for Hayes in this battle. He's lost one so far, and
He lost the
he
speak
peeled the speak that he drew
as
for
the
Destiny.
Yeah,
He knows those two
because
cards.
those were his
Those are his
weapon
weapon
destinies.
destinies, but he obviously wants to keep them.
Jin Erso.
Oh, maybe he doesn't.
It was there tracking us, and I forget what the other card
It
was.
was a Destiny 5, I thought. It was Lando.
Yeah, that's right. It's Lando.
So
Okay,
he's got Lando on top of his use pile.
Oh, he lost a couple Lukes to that overflow.
Yep,
Though.
looks like he had to peel 5 damage to overflow there.
So Reed's looking at the bounty. I think probably for the timing of what his retrieval's going to be.
Yeah, I think Reed has the option to retrieve whichever character he lost this battle that he wants. Get his Boba Fett back, which could be significant.
Although he's going to start not.
Yeah, he's quickly running out of the resources to be able to deploy Boba Fett and still have the destinies to draw in the same turn, especially with light side draining for free since no battle plan in play.
Yeah. So he's playing a imbalanced Kintan Strider combo.
There you go. That'll get his Bosk back. Or did he get Bosk back with the bounty? I didn't see which card went back with the bounty.
I think he might have gotten the boss back with the bounty.
So he's going to dig a little deeper and find the next guy underneath Fett to get back with Kintan Strider, because Kintan Strider combo says, if opponent just lost a character, you lose a force to retrieve one of your own characters into hand that does not have a maintenance cost or
EPP,
permanent weapon.
Yeah.
Sounds like Hayes is considering sensing this card. Yep, he's going for the sense on the Kintan Strider combo. Succeeds, sense is lost, plus 2 more cards. Which he's peeling off the top, still keeping that Lando on top of his use pile. Oh,
No, he lost
that's
the
right,
Obi-Wan.
because he lost the
That
Obi-Wan,
was
he
the
drew
sense
for the
draw.
sense destiny.
And another Sergeant the Mess combo. Still pretty close though with the overflow that Hayes took earlier. But he's got
Yeah, and
much
life force
better board
counts, they're
control.
probably not too far apart, but yeah, board control is a different story. Reed plays Cold Feet, gets his
But the
battle plan shield
yeah,
out.
'cause
Battle.
we had wondered about that because he pulled Do or Do Not as his last natural
Yep.
shield. And so,
And U3PO is still there blocking the 1 drain as well.
yeah, and now Luke's off the table. So the drain of 3 is gone. Like, that's the
Yep.
one you really wanted, you know.
Indeed, indeed.
So, like, Hayes is going to pay 3 to drain 2 at the sewer. After the move combo and an Emperor off the top. Does Reed have any cards in hand? Oh, okay, there's his
Yeah, it looks
few
like
cards.
he's got
Okay.
maybe 5 or something.
I couldn't see. Okay, so we got Padme coming out to the palace and then moving over to the city. So Padme's by herself, and then he's gonna move his crew and see if U3PO. I guess Reed, I don't think Reed has any force.
Well, he has wiped them out. Oh, he's not on a battleground, so we can't wipe them
Yeah,
out.
he can't. He's wiped them out to activate anything.
Yeah, so U3PO gets,
U3PO is
gets
just gonna get
stuck by
stranded there.
himself.
Padme's gonna move over. So now he's got a drain of 2, 3 drains of 2.
It's actually 3 at the square, I believe. It's a
Oh,
4
is it
strain
a
plus 1
plus
location,
there?
yeah.
Okay. So yeah, he's got 2 drains of 2 and 1 drain of 3. He's gonna pull simple tricks and nonsense hazes to cancel any retrieval shenanigans that Reed might have. But I mean, just looking at what we can see,
Yeah, I
I
think I
don't.
counted 14 or 15.
That his reserve deck.
That's his reserve deck being verified right now. I counted about 14, 15 cards in there.
Okay. I think he might actually have a couple more than Hayes at this point. Just because I mean, Reed hasn't deployed hardly anything like this game.
Yeah.
You know.
His Afra and all those Vigos in the first battle.
Yeah, that's
and
true.
Fett and Bosk. They just keep dying.
Yeah.
Hayes clears them as quickly as Reed plays them. So it looks like Reed activated some force and then searched his reserve deck again.
Or could have been a Crush the Rebellion search before he activated or something, not sure. But yeah, definitely does look like he has a force pile now, so.
Yeah, leaving about 5 in the reserve deck, which means he's probably going to try and start a fight somewhere.
I mean, Padme looks to be the most vulnerable.
Yep,
And
she's
you don't-
threatening the most damage,
Yeah.
and it's definitely the most vulnerable, so that's where I would attack.
Yep. So he's going to put IG-88 down, who can initiate battle. So it's round one. I guess if you've played in Star Wars tournaments, you know that each round has 2 games. So if I could put round 1, game 2 for the next one, or I could just put game 2. I don't know why I did that. I was this morning, but I'll get it fixed just for you, Adam. Also, thanks for joining us this morning.
Iggy's picking a fight.
Iggy's
Trying
going
to
to capture.
capture.
He drew a 5, so that should capture. Unless they're tracking us, or that might not even matter.
No,
'Cause
still would be
it's
enough.
a +2 or +1 from the
So
gun.
capturing Padme is advantageous so that she can't draw a battle destiny now.
Yep.
And IG-88 does not risk being forfeited.
Yep.
So now he can move IG-88 over in front of the other site.
And
IG-88 can't be battled.
Yep.
So that gives him a character to build upon next turn if he wants to attack that
Looks
site.
like Hayes is activating now. He's gonna. I don't think he has any. Sorry about the mess combos left in his.
No, I
reserve
think
deck.
he just runs the one.
I'm pretty sure actually there's 2 in his
You
lost
think so?
pile. I think that in that other overflow he took, he lost another one. Thanks, Chris. Also, good to see you. It's pretty early out where you are.
Hey, Mr. Schoenthal.
So yeah, thanks for everybody for joining us. This is Queso Sauce and Jan Westergaard here on commentary. Thanks for joining us this morning.
We are happy to have you. Happy to be here. IG-88 does not look quite as happy to be here, but he's doing what he can.
This looks like a drain of 2.
Yep, paying for him. Paying for another drain.
Oh yeah, I guess you can drain over the top of IG-88.
Yep, IG-88 does not provide presence.
John Michael, approximate life force counts would be probably about 10 to 15 for dark side, and maybe slightly higher than that for light side. On light side took 10 overflow in a battle. Dark side took 14 overflow in the next turn. So they've been trading. They've traded blows.
Light side has also lost about 6 cards to do or do not. But that overflow and the 6 cards to do or do not were all good decisions on Hayes' part. Losing those 4s put him in significantly advantageous positions.
Here's something I forgot to change on here.
Lost sight of the stream for a second here while we're doing
Sorry, we're just. Someone told me that the title on Twitch isn't correct, and they are right.
Yep. Let's fix that.
Thanks for the feedback, whoever texted me and said I needed to change the title. Good to have you, John Michael. Thanks for joining us this morning. Tell
Welcome
your friends.
aboard. Alright, so while we were doing that, looks like Hayes has finished most of his turn. He's at least in the move phase. Didn't want to sit there looking at Iggy, so he's moved his characters away
Yeah, I
from
mean
him.
that makes sense. Because his IG-88 can initiate, and then we got a
Oh,
program trap
program trap on U3PO. So he's using the other function of We got a Grand Army
to blow up the undercover
to
spot.
try and blow it. Yeah, I'm not sure if it kills him or breaks his cover.
I think it just breaks their cover.
Wisa was Theed?
Wisa is the EDS.
So the lost function of We got a Grand Army says target an opponent's undercover spy with your Gungan. Target is lost.
Ah.
So that diffused that bomb.
So there he had the answer for the program trap. And with U3PO sitting on the table as an undercover spy that long, you knew that Hayes was going to try to find the solution to that at some point. So that character is Dengar with Blaster and Boss.
And the boss he retrieved with
so now he's gonna
Caesar's
try to-
bounty earlier.
Try to fight Qui-Gon, get him off the table.
It shouldn't be hard to do, because you're drawing Battle Destiny. Attrition will clear him. Qui-Gon's got no immunity, but it's the cost of doing it. You're spending 2 cards to remove one of your opponents here when you're already behind.
Yep.
Because one of his characters is almost certainly going to be hit and forfeit 0.
Yeah, his characters do not have the defense value that you're looking for this late in the game.
So I don't think we're going to see any battle damage. If there's a fight here, I don't think we're going to see any battle damage. You're just going to see all 3 of these characters go to the lost pile.
Yeah, they're just going to clear the site, and that's really all. So
Alright, so we got a swing.
We'll take Reeds. Zark.
Looks like the swing might have missed, though. But the 6 Battle Destiny is still going to be enough to clear both characters.
So you're just going to have him build Reeds.
So as we were saying, that site is now emptied, but at what cost?
Yeah, that's fine. No,
Yeah, there's a little bit of ambiance going on here.
gotta have it.
Glad you're enjoying it, Chris. And there's the handshake.
So yeah, Reed
that's going to be
conceded
Hayes
there.
winning this game. Reed was
just
just out of options, and he was making that bad battle there. It's a desperation play. So
So we don't want to do this until later, because I don't want someone to watch the stream and know, you know. So, huh? No, I want him to still make the decks, but we're gonna talk about them later or even tomorrow, because I don't want the kind of things I'm gonna be asking Reader about, like his deck choices. I don't want that to be out just yet. You know, just in the same way that we don't have the deck lists, I just want to have it so we have it for tomorrow, so we can do some interviews when we have more downtime. Yeah.